A movie about men running through tight spaces. My kind of movie. That's a pussy joke. The Maze Runner! I'm pretty late on catching this movie, so you probably don't give a shit anymore to hear about it. But I'm gonna talk about it anyway. First off, I did not read the book. I wanna make that clear. I did not read the book. I'm gonna judge this film based off its own merits. Assholes, back off. This movie is very entertaining. It's not like filled with humor or something. It's actually a rather serious, dark picture, but it is quite the thrill ride. Like when ladies ride the Ryanator. That's what I call my penis. I call it a bunch of things. If you don't know what the synopsis is, I don't want to go over it. It's in the explanation box. Go read it. I felt like what really made this movie work was the direction of it. It doesn't have like a young adult novel vibe about it. It had its own vibe and it embraced that. And it also had interesting aspects of survival and who one must become to achieve that. Overcome such obstacles. This film's really about success and what it takes to be successful. Endurance, belief in yourself, courage, and a big dick. This is a really dick-themed review. The film was dark, at times it was menacing, at times it was actually really scary. I was with my girlfriend and she was like flipping balls the whole time. Literally. That doesn't even make sense. Yeah, the film does take its time, but when the action sequences are there, and there are plenty of them, it's fucking entertaining, man. Let's put it like this. If you don't feel like running once this movie is done, you're probably too fat. The maze sequences and designs were all great. It looked real. It was a combination of practical and special effects. And it has just wonderfully directed action scenes. Because you're actually invested in the characters. So you actually give a shit about what's going on. It gets your heart beating, your adrenaline pumping, your penis pulsing. Dick jokes. Ha. The director just really seemed to understand its actors and its characters. I mean, there's a lot of characters, but each gets just the right amount of treatment for the silver screen. They each get their own time to shine. Dylan O'Brien as Thomas. This is not Logan Lerman. I repeat, this is not Logan Lerman. You will look like an idiot if you go up to your friends and you say Logan Lerman's a star of it, then they're gonna be like, no, you're a dumbass. And then you're gonna be like, fuck you, you're not my friends anymore. Hate you guys. He's the main character, a rebel with a legit cause, which is to get the fuck out of there. The dude carries this movie. He's a great fucking actor. His sense of fear, his sense of courage, his curiosity, his ambition, his worries, all that just resonates throughout his performance. Thomas Brodie-Sangster. Hope I said your name right, you motherfucker. Get a better name that everyone can pronounce. How do you expect to get famous with a name like that? He plays Newt. He becomes one of Thomas's closest allies, and he's a great supporting performance. It's a very sincere performance. Like, it makes me think I might like this kid in real life. Will Poulter as a bitch. Don't remember the character's name. All I remember is this dude's a bitch. I mean, don't get me wrong. This dude, Will, he does a great job in the role. It's definitely one of the more emotional roles in the film. He's not exactly the antagonist, but he's not supportive of the protagonist, like every other one of his lines is. So, when are we gonna punish this guy? This guy's Asian, this guy's black, and this is a woman. Yes. This film has diversity. But on a serious note, there is diversity in the film, and I like how they don't make that like really in your face. They just write them as humans, as all races should be. Except for the two they chose in this movie. But other than that. So yeah, this movie definitely delivers. My complaints are minimal compared to what's actually good about this film. I felt the first half of this movie had a pretty good amount of cliche lines for a film like this. I found myself way too often predicting the next line that was coming. As far as the ending of this movie goes, I'm not going to give it away, but I will say this. The whole time you're watching it, you're like, I really want to know what's going on. And then by the time it ends, you're saying, I really want to know what the fuck is going on. I mean, don't get me wrong, you do get some answers, but I feel like they didn't answer some questions and then they opened the door to a billion other questions. It's kind of like Lost. We gotta get the hell off this island. Like I said, I didn't read the book, but as far as the movie goes, I found it to be overall pretty great. It's just with the ending, I didn't feel fully satisfied. I am quoting most women. I just wanted a more solidified conclusion, that's all. But I'm sure a lot of you won't mind it. Let me get straight to the point here. All in all, I gotta say the Maze Runner got it super duper running through life right. Alright guys, thanks for checking out my review for the Maze Runner. Why don't you go ahead, scroll that comment box below, and you tell me, would you rather sleep with Dylan O'Brien or Logan Lerman? I want to throw out there, you can follow us on our social networks. Do it because I'm a YouTuber and I gotta say shit like that. And last but not least, if you want to get updated every time one of my reviews or videos is out, go in and click on this button about my dick to subscribe. That's right. The dick. Let me tell you something about this little runner. He has found his way through the maze of many women's vaginas. Because he occasionally gets it in the wrong hole.